What's going on? Legionity here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. And yes, that's right, magic is in the game. And it's time for our daily gaming XP grind. So we've got episode 8 here for you guys. And look at the graphics of the game. They enhanced them by quite a bit, significantly. I mean, obviously my graphics are already set to high, but I noticed a massive difference. And when the sun's actually rising, um, it's a really cool graphical effect, and I'm actually very happy with the improvements they've made. So we're gonna start grinding now. And in our initial video, where we started talking about what's new with the magic and things like that, um, we sort of talked about how we were killing a bunch of rams and sheep to get resources. So I want to kick this off the right way, and we're going to do that right now by making a ton of charcoal. So we are going to be walking a little bit slower, but I'm so excited about the graphics. It's actually so pleasing. And it's not with everything, and it's the little things. Even just the wood here, you can see that there is an improvement. Everything, it's brighter. So overall, it's going to enhance the experience. So I really should turn these into what is it, planks. So maybe we're gonna wait on these really quick, because honestly I don't want to waste all my logs when I could just turn them into planks and get double the experience from making planks. But as you can see here, the stack size is increased to 99, but not to worry for right now, because we actually have a lot of fleece and animal hide, I believe. Is it? Yes, animal hide. So we're still going to be able to get quite a bit of experience just from doing this. And then once that's done, I suppose we will build a ridiculous amount of, um, can't even think what they're called, but essentially the things that are going to make my wood into planks. So let's get started with this. I guess, I mean, it's kind of not even worth it to do 6 of those, but let's get started, shall we? So we've got a lot of flax too, so I want to show up looking at it. Look at that, 99 balls of wool. It's ridiculous. So we're going to get all these going. And that's also another interesting thing. Now that the stacks are high, it looks like the equipment can hold more too. So, I mean, we might not need all of these different. Oh my gosh, another one. But anyway, let's go ahead and put magic into action. So it's obviously pretty fun to use. Let's go ahead and turn all this animal hide into leather. So it's quite crazy, really. So let's go ahead and drop all this in here. We don't actually have an artisan potion active, so we don't want to spend too much time in here, as that's going to be a loss of XP. So let's go over here. Whoops. And put this with this, drop this in here, and get the heck out of here before we get too much of this XP and it's a complete waste. So I didn't think that was that bad. So let's see, we want to have this with us just in case, and then we need to essentially build sawmills, right? Isn't that what they're called, right? Yes, sawmills. So we need bronze bar, ash logs, and stone. So in order to achieve this, we do have to go to our base really quick. I could just see even the map has more definition in it. The bed here has more definition in it. So essentially it's everything. And I also noticed, weirdly, my bed, to get out of my bed, is now no longer the E button. It is the control button. But when I first turned the game on, it wasn't that way. So it's sort of weird how it sort of just changed on me. So I think the floor, and the floor loaded in a lot quicker, so I didn't have to really worry about that either. So 50 bronze bars. Usually I think that would have bogged me down right away, but we need stone, and then we're going to need some ash logs. So now we're definitely bogged down. But let's go ahead and get out of here, and the ash logs are actually going to be back at the other area. So this is the troubling part. Um, I don't really have a corridor built for these yet, so I think we're gonna build that really quick, which is unfortunate because I'd rather be getting XP and sort of focusing on that. So, um, I guess the wing would go this way, and we're still getting construction XP, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not what I want to be doing right now, as I'm trying to focus my efforts on um, doing certain things. But it's okay, because once we're done with this, we can always grab the stuff that's working right now, and it's all part of the progression. None of it's gonna just be instant. So I mean, with all the XP I've got, I would know, because I've been constantly just grinding away at whatever I do. So we're out of logs. Gotta run back in here and grab more. So once we do that, we can pretty much almost get started on building all these sawmills, so we can start on that. So the ground's kind of uneven here, and we're out of materials already. I thought we had a little bit more than that, but let's go ahead and grab some more logs, and then we can pretty much get started on making these planks. Hopefully at some point in the game they decide, hey, let's give these guys something for their trouble, as far as basically making planks, because from what I currently remember, you don't get anything. You sort of just get your planks. But I feel like that should be construction XP, as it is ultimately, that's exactly what it is. It's a sort of construction, right? Um, but obviously it doesn't take much work because I'm just dropping them in. So that's probably why we don't get that. So now we've got that, and we've got to go get some logs. So we were expecting the stack size to get to about 999, which I did read in some different like notes somewhere, and I can't remember where I read it, so it's kind of hard to prove that in this moment. But I will say that I did read it, and it's not what happened, and it's fine. And some of the item weight did change. I believe logs, they do not take up as much. So there is a little bit of that happening, which I'm happy about, as I like to build a lot of different things, as well as wow, we did not make this room big enough. That's for sure. So for now, we're just going to drop these in here so we can get started on our video, because we're trying to get XP, and if we're not efficient, it's not going to make sense. So let's go ahead and start dropping these in here. Let's go ahead. Maybe they will actually start to give XP. I'm not quite sure. This is a bad thing. Now that we've done this, actually, that's not going to change anything, because we're going to be using it um, to drop in there. So we're gonna go ahead and turn all these into blanks. It really shouldn't take too long, especially if I just go to sleep, they'll all be done. I don't know, like as far as the graphical enhancements, I can see it in pretty much everything I've done and everything I'm doing. So it's quite exciting. I think even just these machines working right here, I can see a difference. It's like way more in depth. I don't remember it being that in depth before. So maybe we could put one more of these in here. I want to make sure I'll be able to grab my stuff if I block my way. I won't be able to do that. So ultimately, we don't really have anywhere we could put it. I guess we could put it right here by the door. I don't think it's gonna fit. So we'll put it here. And that's a terrible spot for it, but you know what? It doesn't even matter. So let's see. Are we getting XP when we pick up the planks? No, we are not. So we're not getting XP for it. We're going to let those finish doing what they're doing right there. We're going to pop an artisan potion, and let's start reaping the benefits. Wow, that's crazy. My inventory is full, but we just got 6,000 artisan XP. Just go ahead and drop this in here. And then these bowls of wool, I believe we drop them in here, and then we start making these. So it was quite nice earlier. I killed a ridiculous amount of rams and sheep while I was leveling up magic. So now we're reaping those benefits. And I thought we'd get a little bit more XP from making leather, but I guess we didn't. But it's coming in now from other things. So let's go ahead and put this stone in here, as we don't really want it in there. We'll put these here, put this here, and then start running over here and picking everything up and getting XP. So now that we've done with that, we could drop a couple of these in here, drop these in here, and then we can check on our planks here in just a second. But we'll put this board all away. I don't know why I didn't do that. So what else did we have in here? We got a lot of food from killing all them. So let's go ahead and drop all this. We don't have our cooking potion active, but let's go ahead and grab anything else that we want to throw on the fires over there. We've got some raw game meat, and then we've got a bunch of this, so we're going to grab all that and then check these one more time before we run over there and start this. I think you need at least two, so some of these aren't going to work. But this changes everything with the weight that you can carry. I mean, we got 77 raw, so it's going to change a lot in the way that you won't really even need as many fire pits, because now, I mean, at what point am I really going to have it? Oh, we got no fuel in there. Do I have any charcoal in here? No charcoal. So we're going to run up here, grab some charcoal, as that's obviously not going to cook without any charcoal. So let's pull out a little bit of this, because I want to make sure that oh, well, we didn't mean to come over here, but we did it anyway. So we just got a lot more XP there. And let's push shift and 4 and add it in there. 25 steaks. So this one's already got it. Let's drop it in. Let's go ahead and pop these in here. 38 steaks. So this is going to be quite a bit of cooking XP. Pop this in there and start those. And then put these in here with that and start those. I'm not expecting a ridiculous amount of XP. As we all know, cooking XP is ridiculous. So I accidentally put planks in there as fuel, but it doesn't really matter because it worked. So let's pop those in there. Click this here and do that and start those. And then we've got a little bit of this, but there's no fuel. So let's pop some in there and then we're good to go. Let's get out of here. But that was quite nice to get a bit of cooking XP. So we're going to pop all this food in here, put this here, grab back our water. See, that's another thing. I think they increased the weight of water. I notice it's actually takes up quite a bit more space now for water. So artisan flax. I think we were going to do some flax. We grabbed a lot of this as we were starting to collect it, because we knew we were going to be skilling with it. In this thread, I believe I can also turn it to something. I don't really like using thread for that, and the only reason is because I like to have mannequins for different projects. So using it, I would essentially have to go collect a lot more, but I don't think it really matters. So let's pick up all this. It's just ridiculous XP. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But I mean, that's sort of what it is. Everything we do is sort of towards the ultimate goal of maxing out. So let's go ahead and go here, drop these here. Got a lot of leather. I wonder if you get less XP for leather now, because I mean, I picked up quite a bit of it and it didn't really seem to give me a lot of XP. But that's why I say, I mean, Artisan XP, the best is basically from two things. It's going to be from, um, what is it, clay, and then making the clay vessels. So I think ultimately clay isn't necessarily, I mean, it's not hard to get, but it's time consuming, and then there's only so much of it. So I think it really comes into the question of overall, it starts to turn into the question of you can only get so much. So it becomes what can you get a lot of to get the most XP. So let's go ahead and go over here and pick up all of our planks. I really thought there would be more. I don't know if they sort of shot out from the building. I don't see any out there, so maybe this is all there is right now. Let's check it. So we've got quite a bit. We can't really go to sleep right now as it's too early in the day. So I guess let me see if there's a cooking potion. We'll pop one of those. And then we will, I think I left them up here. So let's go grab those. And then we'll grab all this. What is it? So in this one, I could have swore I saw a potion in here a minute ago. Maybe I left it down here. Um, that's what happens when you have too many chests, too, by the way. You're looking right at it right now. It becomes a massive hassle. But I guess I left my cooking potions back at the base. Let's take a look what we've got going on here. We've got some steak. I don't see a cooking potion. Let's see. That's a mining potion. Let's go ahead and rest. Controls our new button to get out of bed. Interesting. Cooking. cooking. Here we go. We don't really need that many, but we'll bring them with us anyway. So let's go ahead and maybe it'll turn nighttime so we can turn it daytime, because I actually can show you guys the graphical upgrade, but you can see it here on the wall right now. I mean, it's completely different and it's awesome. It's probably quite a while before it's going to get dark. So what we can do, actually, let's see what our project looks like since the graphical upgrade. I mean, definitely more detail in the roof. You can see it. So it looks like it's starting to turn to potentially nighttime. So let's see what else we can bring with us that we potentially could work on while we're over there. I don't really want to take those, as that's going to be an important thing to have. Too early. It's okay, this shouldn't take very long, and once I do go to sleep and then wake up, we could go back and we'll start getting XP again. But ultimately, guys, I think that they're headed in the right direction. I'm happy with the magic update. I think it's really cool. It's a new skill to work on. I just wish we could use different runes, because currently right now you can't equip just fire and air. I really wish they added earth and water, even though we really don't have access to water runes in it right now. Even like the flames look different. The graphics are just so cool. And I know I'm making such a big deal out of this, but for me, I play the game quite a bit, so seeing that little graphical enhancement is actually really cool for me. And even my character right there laying down, you can see the difference. So I'm just trying to get it to go night here, but sometimes when you do that, it just happens to be at the right time. So we're just sort of waiting right now. And I wish that wasn't the case, because I feel like that's kind of boring for you guys. I wish there was more I could do with these. But apparently that's not really the case right now. So let's jump back in here and just wait a little bit for it to get daylight again. I know this is sort of a waste of time, but there we are. A new day beckons. So now we've done that, and now the skilling begins. So let's go ahead and go back and pick up everything that's done. So I think the smart thing to do right now is to take the cooking potion, run through here, and let's see how much cooking XP we're going to get. 540. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's something I was, hopefully at some point they sort of add something to the game so we can get fast cooking XP. But as of right now, that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and pop an artisan. Okay, let's run through here and pick everything up. Hopefully it's a ridiculous amount. 3,910. Not very impressive, but that's okay, as we all know that the best XP comes from when I'm going to be making charcoal, and I've got too much in my inventory. So anyway, let's get started on this. This is where it begins. Let's go ahead and, oh, what happened there? Oh, that's right, I didn't want to use those because I could get way more doing it this way. So let's start popping these in here. So if I'm not mistaken, every time you put one log into a sawmill, you're going to get 2 planks. So the reason this is better, as you can see, I'm getting 1 charcoal per ash plank, and then what happens is you're going to get essentially doubling it by just running it through the sawmill, and it really doesn't take that much time. So I think it's worth it. Let's double check though. Let's check that theory. So yeah, see, so you're going to get 2 per log. So essentially you can double your XP that you're going to get by using ash planks um, instead of using logs. And it just makes more sense, because obviously if you're trying to go for the XP aspect of it, you're going to want to do that. So I don't really want to pick up all this right now, as I want to get it in bulk, the charcoal. I wonder if they lowered the weight of a charcoal. We've got way too much food in our inventory, our little slot, so we need to fix that as well. So let's go here and take these out. and I really think 5 should do it, as we're just sort of skilling. And if we actually made this our base and put our bed here, we would actually dehydrate and get hungry a lot less. So let's go ahead, since we're going to be waiting for all those to do the coal charcoal, we can pop these inside here and get some more artisan XP. But for the most part, I think what it's going to take to really start just keep getting XP is pretty much what we've been doing: killing sheep, killing ram. But while we're waiting, since there weren't any new runes introduced into the game, and we really thought there were going to be, I think what I need to do really quick here is fill up one of these. And what's it gonna be? I guess we could drop all of our air runes in here and our fire, and we're just gonna go make a ridiculous amount of air and fire runes to get XP in rune crafting while we wait for all this to do this stuff. So, and I wish this was a little bit more organized. So we'll put our, and we're running out of lava runes. We can't even use water runes right now. We'll put our earth here, and there's so many earth. We'll put our astral down here, and I guess we'll put our nature here. So we actually need to make quite a bit of runes, so that will give us plenty of time to sort of do everything else that we need to do, and everything should sort of finish up at the same time. So let's get back out of the bed, go over here. Are we going to fall to the floor? We did, but that's okay. So let's go up here. Things are loading in a lot faster than they used to too, you see. So definitely think that with all the different things they're doing for the game, that's we're benefiting from it. So let's go. Oh, we knew what we need. We need a rune crafting potion. I'm not going to do this without one. So let's run back up here and let's take a look at what we need from the cauldron, because we really want to make one. I think we tried to do this before and there was a reason we didn't. So let's take a look what it was that we needed that we didn't have. Let's see, rune crafting. We need a coarse animal fur. So we actually have all that. We should easily be able to do that. So we'll make a couple of those really quick and then we'll get back to it. But ultimately, if you guys have made it this far into the video, we really appreciate you watching, and we really enjoy playing this game. And I just am grateful that this game even came out, because to be quite honest with you, it was shadow dropped and I only heard about it sort of by accident, but it's amazing. And if you look at the lineup and the roadmap for what's to come for this game, it's all very exciting. Things I would change about the game, just straight out the gate, I wish there was more variety when it came to monsters. There's not enough. But also, totally off topic, I just wanted to sort of say, what is it, the coarse animal fur? What am I missing here? Those are in the wrong spot. There we go. So I've got no fuel. Thank goodness we had the charcoal, otherwise we'd have had to come back. So I wanted to mention, look at the cauldron. I mean, totally different graphics. And my bridge I built, it's more in depth. Everything has more depth. So I think that's really cool. And they're doing a great job. Even those oak letters and the roofs, everything has more detail. The lodestone itself has more detail. So I appreciate them investing in that sort of thing. But sort of to go back, what I was saying is just more monsters in the game, more variety. Oh, look at that cool animation. That is so cool. What the heck? That is freaking awesome. I feel like that's if you were just gonna do certain things like this to the game, that's worthy of an update. Like sort of, you know. So I think that's really cool. But I don't know. A lot of people probably won't even notice that for quite some time, because why would they? Unless they were making a potion. I guess they'll find out about it once they actually what's that? Have to make like a magic potion whenever they go to do that. So let's go ahead and pop this. And what is it that we needed? We basically need fire, air, law, nature. So let's start with law. I think that would make sense. And actually, let's back out of that really quick, because now we can, oh, it's already at the 99. That's correct. Okay. So let's go ahead and pop these in here. And we've already popped our rune crafting. So we only get 75 extra XP from popping a potion, which, and also this before, I remember in another one of my videos, there was sort of a lag when you click it really quickly. So it looks like they might have fixed that as well, which is quite nice. Okay, so it looks like we've got quite a bit of laws. So let's switch it to as now, and we're getting some XP there. So maybe they didn't fix how fast you can actually make these runes. It's kind of my fault. I quick rather quickly, but now even the craft. When you click craft, look at that. It sparks now. That's new. So there's so many new things that have come to the game. It's crazy. I actually really like that visual. It's quite nice. Except I'm not really making any runes. Maybe just if I just wait. Maybe if I'm just patient. There we go. It's starting to really come along now. So if you just go slow, it'll make them for you. But when you click quickly, like I do, it slows the process down. So don't do what I just did. Go slow and steady, and you'll win the race. So there we go. We've got some of those. We need some more astrals, but to make sure we don't completely unorganize everything, we're just gonna sort of make some nature runes, and it's quite nice. I don't really want a ridiculous amount of those. I think something that I'm going to need a lot of is astral runes for building later. So we'll make some more of those. We've got quite a bit of air. Let's go ahead and make some more fire here. We've got quite a bit of rune essence, so we're just going to keep doing this as our sawmills are still producing and our kilns are still producing. So we've got plenty of time. So I don't think there's really any urgency. And this is all still XP, so this is helping towards our goal to road to max. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it for the runes right now. Not really going to put any more rune essence. We're going to keep this in case we need it. We're going to drop this back over here because we don't really need it. So we're going to put these here. We're going to be lazy some more and make it difficult for ourselves later. Put these rune crafting potions away here so we'll know where to find them next time. And we are going back to here. Everything is a little bit smoother too, not even just the great graphics. So let's go ahead and go here. We've got a little bit more of that. And then now, let's pop an artisan potion and pick this stuff up. 1426 XP. Let's go ahead and drop all that. Okay, so now here comes XP time. And this is why you make charcoal. I'm out of room, but essentially you see what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and pick this up. But so this is pretty much it. I mean, if you don't want to go collect a ridiculous amount of clay, this is another really easy way to do it. You just drop these in here, and remember, put your ash logs inside the sawmills as you're going to get twice as much coal, which means twice as much XP. Obviously, the clay is really, really good XP, but as I've stated, it just takes time. So, I mean, that potion visual was really cool. So I think that's pretty much everything. I don't know if this video was 30 minutes or not, but I want to go over what we've got. So we've got 248,000 attack XP. We've got 716,000 woodcutting XP, construction sitting at 1,061,000, rune crafting 331,000, magic XP 6,000. I mentioned this in my other video where I sort of talked about magic, but I don't think you're going to need 50,000 to get to level 50. I'm not sure why they're doing it this way, but I'm happy that it's going this route because it takes a long time to level that. So I think that's really good that they're doing it that way. We'll have to wait and see once we get higher level. Mining 3,799,000. Artisan 2.5 million, so some great progress there, and cooking's at 90,000, so we finally broke the 80,000 barrier with cooking. So I think that's pretty much going to do it for this episode, guys. Episode 8. But I'm very excited about the different things they're doing to the game. It's little things, right? It's sort of, what is it called, like quality of life or whatever it is. But they're little things that people who play the game all the time are going to notice and we're really going to appreciate. So I'm actually very happy that they're doing these things for us and they're noticed and very much appreciated. So, anyway, guys, until next time, Legion Nuta out.